Hey. Hi.
Hi, John. How
Hi.
come you're named Snow Dad and not loses the game on a blocked field goal dad?
Oh
Ooh,
boy. I'm trying to find where's P
JK, JK.
Poets. There he is. I'm trying to post on Mastodon.
What's that? That's the one I have like a like almost a physical reaction to when I accidentally tap that icon on my phone.
All right, I
I've
did.
told you that, right?
Yeah, you hate Mastodon.
I
That's
don't
one
like
thing I know
Mastodon.
about you.
Yeah.
I just posted on Blueski,
Cool.
and Mastodon, and so I expect we're gonna see people flooding in.
You that's awesome. You're
Yep.
doing like social media now,
Yep.
marketing.
I'm the marketing department here at T Rad
You've
Dads.
taken over. That means I don't have to do anything on LinkedIn anymore.
Shoot, I don't want that to be my job really.
You don't have a LinkedIn account.
Nope, I don't.
How do you get jobs without a LinkedIn account? You just do.
I'm Snow Dad because I
You don't want
it's
to talk about
snowed
it.
here today.
Did it?
Yeah, I
Is
think
it
it might still be
substantial?
snowing. It's enough to not have melted yet.
Are you gonna have to snow blow or shovel?
No.
It's gonna like the ground is warm enough that it's gonna melt.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay, cool. Um, it like spit snowed today. Do you know what I mean? Like where
Yeah.
it's like not even slushy. It's just like you
Hmm.
know that it's snow, but it's also wet and
Hmm.
rainy, and
Yep.
it doesn't stick to anything. Um, and then it is supposed to snow tomorrow, and I ripped my neighbor's window well covers off this weekend, um, and haven't put them
In
back
a
on yet.
fit of rage or what?
Kind of, yeah. Actually, um, my neighbor is a very old woman.
Oh, okay.
She's, I don't know, 70 something.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
That was
Maybe
dangerous
60.
because you
Yeah,
because you
70
could have
something.
said like 50 and that would have really
Oh
been
yeah,
tough for people to hear.
yeah. I mean, like I practically would be in that camp. No, she's like in her 70s, I think. And she lives by herself,
Okay.
and she has a niece and a nephew who live in
Hmm.
the neighborhood and kind of take care of her house, but they're super busy. They have like four kids. Um, and he is a roofer, like owns his own roofing business, and she is like a coach, a basketball coach at one of the local colleges, and I'm not sure if she does something else too. Anyways, they're real busy, and but they come take care of her house sometimes here and there where it needs to be done. But one thing that has not been taken care of for years was her window well covers, which are on right against my driveway.
Mm.
I cannot describe to you how much duct tape was holding together one of these window well covers. Like it was like you see like I don't know some sort of joke post where like somebody's like built a car out of duct tape. It looked like that. It was like ship a thesis. Like there was no more,
Got
no
it.
remaining plastic from the
Yeah.
window well cover. It was all now duct tape.
But you took a picture of it, so so you'll
I
text me
didn't.
that. Oh,
No,
okay.
I didn't because I'm a dumbass. Because I just got mad. I like went over to her door and I'm like, "Hey, can I take your window well covers off and replace them?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, you don't have to do that." And I'm like, "I'm just gonna fucking do it right now."
Yeah. Yeah.
um, anyways, I ripped them off and I haven't put them on back yet because it was like 60 degrees this weekend and I was like, "Oh, I got all the time in the world." And now it turns out it's gonna snow tomorrow, so I kind of shit the bed on that one.
Yeah, I gotta get those bad boys going. But that's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, even if there's a little bit of snow in there, it's fine.
yeah, I think so. It's just gonna melt into her basement, and
Yeah.
that doesn't mean anything to me.
What does she? Well, when does she go in her basement?
That's actually probably true. Um, so are you looking forward to the snow?
No, I would say snow has no interest for me. Yeah.
There are no hobbies.
No.
Making snowmen
You know
with your
what?
kid,
There
sledding with
was
your
one
kid.
thing we did. I might have mentioned it to you last year, where we went to uh, Buck Hill, I think it's called, and we did um, tubing at night like
Yeah.
like with the lights going and stuff. And that was actually pretty fun.
When you say lights going, it's just like lit up so you can see, right? It's not like party dance lights or something.
It's kind of like party dance lights. There's
Really?
music going. It's at night.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun thing, and the kids are super into it. And like Jack's old enough that I'm not like having to, super be hands on with him. He
Yeah,
can do
totally.
everything himself, so that's kind of fun.
Does he go down by himself, or do you still
Yep.
need to be like, yeah, okay, good, that's good.
Yep.
And so I'm not familiar. Is that a ski hill, Buck Hill?
Yeah,
Okay.
but small time.
Like Midwest ski hill,
Midwest ski.
like
hill.
like 150 to 300 feet of elevation gain.
I mean, I wouldn't even know, but
Okay.
yeah.
Um,
How about you? You probably are excited because you probably are super outdoorsy and you probably do all this stuff, all this fun stuff.
I'm not. I hate winter. I hate it.
Yeah.
I like to snowboard, and my older daughter likes to ski, and so I'll do that with her.
Okay.
But last year we didn't have snow, so we didn't do that. And the year previous to that, we went to Utah, and everyone got really spoiled by that snow, and so now no one really wants to go because we're like, it's not Utah.
Yeah.
But
I like
this
done
year,
the good one, Dad.
What's that?
It's like kind of like I've done the good one, Dad. I don't need to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this.
Yeah, we don't. This is trash.
Right.
But Lila and I were talking about it, and we're both excited to get out and do some of that. But aside from that, no, I don't. I don't like to do anything else in the snow. I would really like to get into cross country skiing. Have you ever done that?
No, I've never been on skis.
Ooh, at all?
Mm-mm.
Oh boy, we should do that sometime.
You think so?
Probably not, actually. Like
No.
at your age,
At my age?
it's
Yeah.
a bad time to learn.
No, it'd be terrible. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Let's.
What are you dropping out of?
I was just gonna say I am dropout dad today because I went to a National Honor Society induction for my older daughter tonight.
Congratulations,
Just-
your daughter.
Great. Yeah. It's
Good for
pretty
her.
cool. Like, it's like her and all of her friends were inducted, which is kind of fun.
Nerd alert.
But they're not super
I'm
nerds.
just kidding.
Like, you could see the super nerds. They're there. They're not my kid.
Right.
My kid's giving them a wedgie.
That's not
No,
true.
whatever. That's not true. So we were talking about how I was in the National Honor Society when I was a kid, but I dropped out because they asked me to. Or one of the requirements is that you have to do a certain amount of service hours,
Okay.
and I was not interested in doing that, so I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get in again the next year.
Well, hold on. That doesn't really sound like a dropout. That sounds like a kick out.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's not split hairs here.
Yeah. Whatever it was, I didn't finish it. I was
Okay.
not allowed to finish it. So, anyways, that's what I dropped out of.
Okay.
The other thing you and I were talking about before we came on was printing. I did some prints
Yes.
on like linoleum, which were really fun recently, and it's the first time that I've done that since I was a kid. And you were like, "No, you told me that you used to print before," and I realized I made a connection. I used to screen print in my basement T-shirts, and that was like, I did that for probably 3 years, and mostly I did it for kickball, because I played in a kickball league, and they gave you shirts, and I thought they did a shitty job of printing the shirts, so I decided to
I
learn
could
how to
do
screen
this.
print. Yeah, exactly.
I have a question, which is there any overlap in the gear? Maybe some overlap in the techniques, but maybe not the gear.
There is no overlap in the gear. There is the only overlap in the technique is in doing some sort of drawing before you decide to like get it to the printing
Right.
material.
Got it.
So like screen printing, what you'll do is you want a black and white design, or if you have multiple colors, you have one black and white design for each color.
Yeah.
And then you basically print it onto some clear plastic cellophane, when we were kids and you had the overhead projector in school. Do you know what I'm talking about? That you
Yes.
would draw on with a marker.
Yep. I can
Like that kind of
visualize
paper,
that. Mhm.
that kind of material. And it's because it's transparent, and then where it's printed, it's not transparent. And then you like use this, you apply this photoreactive chemical to a screen, and then you shine a very bright light against it
Oh,
in the
interesting.
dark. It's a really like fascinating scientific technique. And so everywhere that the light reaches, that part solidifies. And everywhere that the light doesn't reach, because there's black ink in the way, it doesn't solidify. And then you're able to just wash those parts out. You like spray it with a hose, and it washes all that stuff out. And so then you have like a green film where you don't want the ink to go through, and then you have like holes where the ink is going to go through. And then to print, it's like you're like using these big squeegees to run ink across it and press, and you want to keep the screen like very slightly off the shirt so that it like snaps back. Has like room to snap back, but then you're just like pull in and then lift it, do another shirt, put it down, pull it, etc. This linoleum is like I carved a block. I'll show you. It's the part of every episode where the host just walks away.
Yeah, I love that.
So you've seen this. I carved this block, and it's like, I don't know if you can actually see it very well.
Half inch?
Yeah, it's probably like 1/4 inch thick, but it's rubbery material. But where you see dark stuff, that's been covered with ink.
Yep.
Hit with ink. So the bright pink is like gouged in, and then I leave this flat surface where I want it to print. And then I have a roller that I like rub in some ink, and then I rub it on here, and then I stick it on a piece of paper like that, and then rub the paper to get it all flat.
What was it like a brush? Was it like a brush that you're using on the backside of
wooden
it?
spoon. It was
Oh.
a wooden spoon, like cooking
Like a wooden spoon? Yeah.
I didn't wash it before I used it again for dinner tonight.
That's gross.
Is it?
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
They'll never know. Because they'll never watch. No one will ever watch, so no one will ever know. Yeah, so when I saw you working on this on Blue Sky, I thought... Blue Ski, that was so cool. So good job.
Thank you.
I was so wrong about the scale. When you palmed that thing, I was like, what? I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, like maybe 11 by 18, you know, like two pieces of paper, like
yeah.
like poster size. I was thinking poster size. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean that. So all this is like, it's experimentation to me right now, because this isn't what I want to print. What I want to print is like, the reason I kind of started doing this is I just thought of some Christmas ideas for my family that I wanted to print, and I was like, oh, like I got to learn how to do that. And I've been kind of like just like I use Blueski is a very like it's former tech Twitter to me. It's very technical nerd computer stuff. But I also have an Instagram account, and I also have a Threads account, and I actually quite like Threads. However, it's completely different for me. I don't use it for technical Twitter stuff because nobody's there.
I thought you were like you like follow a bunch of like fitness and biking accounts, right?
I do a lot of like fitness and biking stuff, but I also started doing a whole bunch of artists.
Nice.
And so really got into like, that's where I like started to see a lot of people doing some like lino printing, and I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. I want to do that. Then I started to have this idea of a gift that I wanted to make, and now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So this is like practice. When I want to get to a point where I'm probably like the block itself is probably about this big as a sheet of paper. But yeah, I mean, there's people who print on like iPad Pro sized blocks, and there's also people who just have massive blocks. Like there's this dude that I've been watching on YouTube. It's really, really fantastic. It's like the best ASMR experience where it's just like you watch this guy, he's really good production. And all of his designs are like there's something a little bit metal about them, which is cool.
Nice.
It's like very, very fine, very like meticulous, like a lot of detail, but kind of intense. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, so he has like all these videos where for like an hour and a half you're watching him like carve into the linoleum, just nothing but him carving, and it's like pop, pop, pop. It's so fun. And then there's also like the part where he like prints, but his prints are like fucking
Huge.
poster sized, massive.
Yeah. Nice.
I think he has very large sheets of linoleum. I think that I've also seen people like patch them together, but I could be totally wrong about that. I think that's wrong. I think it's just like the printouts that they patch together and then apply to a large sheet of linoleum. Where are you going?
You reminded me that friend of the show, Anson Wang, sent me this one time.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Tell me about that. Did he print that?
Yeah, he and his partner went to like I think like a boozy printing class.
That's awesome.
And they came away with a bunch of these, and so he sent everybody on the team
That's
a
so
print.
cool.
Yeah, I love it. Isn't it cool?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, like that's the kind of stuff I'm really interested in doing more of. But I'm just like taking little projects at a time right now until I can get something bigger, do more colors, do more detail, do more like textures.
Okay, next question. So when you say linoleum, this is 17 minutes and we haven't even done anything with computer
John, we
programming.
never talk. We never actually work on computers until 30 minutes.
But okay, so two things. One is that linoleum
Yes.
cached? Like, is it like used up now? And two, when you say linoleum, I think like old school flooring. So I'm a little confused.
This is cached. The only thing I could possibly do if I wanted to was carve the other side. But
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Because I kind of like did some like practice chunks on the other side, and I like wrote on the other side.
Got it.
Like to catalog it. And then what was the other question?
Flooring?
Flooring. I don't think it's the same thing even at all.
It's just like
but
two
it is
words. Yeah.
But like this is rubber. This isn't linoleum at all. But it's like this is meant to be more like for kids and for people who are just starting out. I think. I don't know.
You might move to a different material.
Make stamps out of this material too.
Got it. You might move to a different material if you were like doing this for your career or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I have some other. When I went to the store to buy stuff, I have like this. I picked up another soft carve that's like a different kind. And then I have a piece of linoleum that's actually attached to a board, like a wooden board.
Interesting.
And then a piece of linoleum that is just flat by itself. Because I wanted to just see, like, okay, I've got 4 different things to try out. Which one do I like? What I'll say about this one is that I think that it's too easy to carve. Like, it's too rubbery. So, like, as I was carving, you can feel it give away. So it feels like it's just probably just really bad for detail.
Got it.
Or I struggled with it. I don't know. I'll probably drop a whole bunch of money on some new carving tools soon.
Well, what kind of knives are you using? Like X-Acto knife?
No, it's like a... So I have it here. I'm going to walk away again.
And now we get a really great shot of the little pieces of art that Steve has made behind his desk.
I was totally worried that there was something behind me that I did not want there, that you were like, now we get a really great shot of whatever. A photograph of Steve's butt. Okay.
Why do you even have that photograph?
You don't? Yeah, it's just like, so this is like this little handheld tool. This came in, It came in a set with one of the pieces of linoleum or speedy carved rubber. And I opened up the back of it and it has like 5 different...
Bunch of different tips.
Tips on it that you plug into the front end of it.
Oh boy. Yep, go ahead and hit your mic. That's perfect.
Like, one of them is a very sharp, pointy... This is like an X-Acto knife. And then the others are all different sizes or shapes of... This is like a... I don't know.
It's like a V.
It's got a V tip on there, like you gouge out. So just different kinds of that.
It's cool.
Are you still doing wood carving? Like literally?
I just looked down at my. So first of all, I'm feeling a lot of guilt for not having done many projects, and then I happened to just look
Cheers.
down and see my last project, which I made
Oh,
on
no,
my
no.
birthday
I love them.
in May. But that's okay.
It's okay. No shame.
That doesn't mean I can't do one tomorrow. But
Exactly. Exactly. He's cute. I like him.
I will. Thanks.
I like the hands in the pockets effect.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Sorry, just real quick. So like, see
Yeah.
how he's like extremely blocky.
Yeah.
In fact, when I look, like, you can imagine the way this block came.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like that's a sign of an amateur that there's like very little deviation.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, like all I really did was take the edge here and like almost like relief carved it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
like here, there's actually like a little bit of anyway. So that's my next frontier in my woodworking
Is to do more of the
more
what
dynamic.
we saw on the foot, like more
Yes.
of the carving in.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's neat. And you should totally do more of it.
I should.
And you can share it here for
Yep.
22 minutes. There was something else I was going to say, but it was not about computers, so let's forget it.
Okay.
Do you want to program some computers today?
Let's program computers. We have to.
It's what the fans are here for.
Yeah.
All 0 of them. All right, John. I'm going to share my screen.
What are we working on?
Yeah, right? I'm going to share my screen to catch us up, okay?
Okay.
It's
Yes,
been
please.
3 weeks, not 2 weeks. We took 1 extra week off because
That's right.
I think you and I, or just I, had travel.
Yeah. You were. Oh.
I was the reason. Okay, tunnel vision, probably. Let's get that one out of there. Okay, so here's what we're doing. The last time we hung out, we actually initialized this repository. I hadn't created it. We just did some code. I pushed this up yesterday.
Nice.
So now it has a home on GitHub. It's at github.com/ppopowitz/go-to-raycast-better. And the reason it is called that is because if you go to my repositories, stop looking at my face, I have now 3 projects named Go To. I already had one named Go To Raycast,
Yeah.
so I'm running out of names here. Combinations. One other thing I want to point out here. Oops.
Yeah.
We get the classic Batman
Classic
initial commit because it has no
Almost.
parents. It's the
Yep.
first commit. Very dark. Okay, so this is the project.
Yep.
I shared it in the YouTube description. And then if I'm going to run this locally. I have this right here. I'll bump this up a little bit. One more. Don't worry about this. Is the to do. We're going to talk through these things to do. But
Okay.
if I just do like npm run dev, if I look at my package JSON, what we have for scripts. Ray develop. So it uses the Raycast CLI to actually develop this particular command. And what that means is if I look at my so now I have a server running here. But if I look at my package JSON here where I have commands, I have this section that describes this command. I've named it goto with an exclamation point, again, because I have other things named goto. But if I go to this, right now what we have is like we have one thing that returns here. If I hit enter on it, it takes me to a place. I also can hit Command K to view my actions, and it has a few different places for me to go. Things, production, and staging. If I go to production, it takes me to the production Camunda documentation site. So that's what we've built so far. Yeah.
I'll also note that for the astute observer, they may have noticed there's a little green icon next to that command in Raycast.
Oh yeah, let's
and
go
that's
back there.
because you are currently in a state where you're hot reloading, and as you make changes, they're being reflected in Raycast immediately.
So if I change this to go to question mark, I've already got it there.
Wow.
Go to question mark.
It's kind of fun.
When I hovered over here, it said build successful. So I bet if I fuck it up,
right.
it will say build failed.
That's a great point.
Right?
Let's make some syntax mistake. Excuse me.
Oh, it does not give me a red. I don't know why. Maybe I have to run it? Nah, I don't know. I guess I'm surprised, but it's not that important.
I'm sure we'll make plenty of mistakes tonight. We can kind of figure that out.
Yeah. It's not the last one. Okay. So code-wise, what we have in this command is we're returning a list, and that list has one item in it. That item has an icon, which I had not noticed. It's the blue arrow thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has a title. It says stuff. It said turds, actually, from the last episode, but I changed it because I was super embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then it has the
That's
actions.
some Jackie Pot shit right there.
But it's not. It's not even that good.
She probably would have said farts.
She would have, yeah.
Okay, so...
That's where we're at.
So literally there is a package.json file that serves as our manifest. There's an SRC folder with literally one TSX file in it. And I believe that's basically it. And and then the assets. Yeah.
Which are the icons, which we'll want to change at some point because I ain't using that one.
Sure.
Okay. So I also took a little bit of time and I did a little bit of a to-do list. We had earlier talked about these as like our kind of high level, what's the word I'm looking for? Tasks, I guess.
Yeah.
But the more I thought about it, the more for this one, I was kind of like, well, I think most common submissions, this might be done. Because I think Raycast does it do some like fuzzy searching that it does? Does it sort them at all?
I think it's more like autocomplete is done. I don't know if most common is done.
Okay.
My memory is we started looking a little bit at how you order them, but we didn't quite get there. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. So regardless, what I was thinking is I actually don't think it makes to get to these until we actually have a concept of dynamically driven items in the list. Because again, going back to my needs and what I want this thing to do, if I look at my other go-to that I have here, this is my old school one. What I do here is I do like gh docs, and that'll take me to like the docs repo within GitHub. Or I do gh docs polls, and that takes me to the pull requests of the docs project on GitHub. And I'm looking for something that is more flexible like that than just like, I don't want a hard-coded list. Because sometimes I'll enter something like, I want to do like, go to GitHub, the Popowitz page, and I don't have anything stored for like, I know I have a project named GoTo. I want to go to the GoTo repo. So I want it to be a little bit dynamic in that way. And so what I mean is I don't want hard-coded things for everything. Some things I want to be able to take like a parameter like that it basically will just like say, okay, you've given me something that I don't understand. I'm still just going to append it to the end of this URL. Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes sense. It's maybe a little bit outside what I've done. And so we might just need to kind of explore.
Yeah, I mean, it's only fun if we're doing something that we've not done before.
That's right.
Okay, but I think the best way to start is like, so I listed out a whole bunch of different types of rules, and that's probably like, we probably don't even need to do all of these initially, but I think if we get like one or two of them in there so that we can see like, because we can't see the most common submissions or the most recent submissions if we don't have a list of them to work through.
Makes sense.
And we'll want to like reorder them to do that.
Okay.
Okay. So suggestions are dynamically driven by rules. That's where we're starting. So if I look at like, I'm going to open up another terminal here and see if I have anything there. I think, whatever. I'm going to actually just get rid of that change that's in the package.json because it's not important. I'll just maybe throw a branch in here because I don't know what to say. Who cares? Dynamic rules. And then, so what I'm kind of envisioning is like, just the most simple thing I can think of is like, what if I just stick an array here that's like, I have 2 commands that I want. And one of them is, or commands is kind of a overloaded word here
Yeah.
at this point. I should call them something else. Routes. Let's call them routes.
Ooh, nice.
I have 2 routes that I want, and one of them, they're both probably going to be objects because they'll have multiple things associated with them. But one of them is going to be like, the code is GitHub, and the other one is the code is what's another thing that I go to? I don't know. I'll just say Google for right now because I actually don't use that one, but I can't think of anything offhand. So,
Okay.
And then associated with that, like when I hit this route, I'm gonna go to github.com, and when I hit this route, I'm gonna go to https google.com. So this is like, I think like the most basic route map I can think of. Does it make sense to you? Do you think I'm missing anything there that we'll want right away?
So is what you envision that you would summon Raycast, and then you would type go to get to your command, and then that would like slide in the options, and then you would type GH, and then it would pick that one from the list, and then you'd go to github.com.
At this level, yeah. I think
Okay.
it's that simple. Where it starts to get more complicated is like, if I want to pass other things to GH, like in the example I did, like GH docs. Like
Yeah.
I want to select that item, but then I also want to give it an argument that it passes along in the URL that it generates.
Okay, I'm with you. I mean, I'm with you, but again, this is a little outside what I've done.
Okay.
Okay, so but like, let's even
I'm
do
okay with
without dynamic segments, right?
Yes, exactly.
But,
But before we do that, like, I'm okay. I'm totally 100% comfortable doing something that you haven't done before. That's outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
What I'm worried about with your reaction is it something that you think doesn't make sense to do because you don't think Raycast has the UI that will be able to.
this
like,
is what I'm a
present this
little
with?
bit. Yeah, your astute observation of my hesitance is exactly right. That it's not. I think that your idea makes a lot of sense. I'm just not
Yeah.
sure I've seen that particular user interface is maybe the wrong word, or like the pattern that you're
Yeah.
describing.
Okay.
So we might have some false starts here until we kind of
Yeah.
hone in on a
I
good way
expect
forward.
nothing less.
Okay. Good.
So let's say this then. So if we start here with
Right.
this, we have 2 static things that all you get to do is pick from these 2 static things. We'll make that work.
Yeah.
The next thing we should do is let's make one of them accept an argument.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay.
So you already have a list. You have
do.
one list item. When you think about this, do you think about this as each of these is a list item? Okay,
I think
here's,
so, yes.
here's what I'm
I think
throwing
I
with.
do.
What's a list item versus what's an action?
Action.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I know exactly what you mean. And it's something that confused me at first. If you remember this from the last time we hung out, I threw all these things in the action panel thinking that I would see them as list items. So list item is the thing that I think that makes sense to me. Actions, there's a very good possibility that I don't use that I don't want to use
Gotcha.
actions at all.
One thought
but I don't
had,
really know.
One thought I had was, let's keep in our back pocket. We might want to use actions to support, like commands, but then like to go to production versus staging, maybe those are actions.
Yes. Yep.
That but I think you're on the right track that those
Totally.
routes you made are each going to be a list item. So we're probably going to do something like routes.map and then make a list item for each of them.
Yes. So let's say just like inside of here we'll do routes.map route Oopsies. And it's going to return something. It's going to return a list item.
Nice.
Actually, I'm gonna copy this whole thing and then we'll kind of remove some stuff out of there. It's going to return.
I kind of want to know more about list item now. See if I can find it.
Okay, it turns a list item with list icon.ping. The title is going to be the route.code. And then, what I was doing with the actions was to open in browser right here. Oopsies.
I know.
What I want is I want this list item to open in browser.
Right.
So I wonder. I'm not seeing very much.
So I would
IntelliSense.
encourage you to go to the
Yeah.
developers.raycast.com API reference, and there is a user interface section there.
Yeah.
So if you scroll down that panel a little bit, keep going. We're looking for user interface, and it has a triangle. Yeah. Okay, then if you look at list, that's where I'm looking. Triangle. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Carrot.
Whatever that damn thing is.
Okay, so here's probably where we're gonna find some more information.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. Search bar. By default, list items are displayed if the user's input can be fuzzy matched to the item's title or keywords. That, like we said, we think that completes the autocomplete feature. Sometimes you may not want to rely on Raycast filtering, but if you implement your own, this is something that sounds like we might want to do in the future in terms of dealing with most recent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. Okay, so we basically turn off the auto stuff and then implement our own. But we're not there. Programmatically updating the search bar. May want the concept of the search bars to be updated by the extension. You may store a list of the user's previous searches and on the next visits allow them to continue. That's kind of similar to what I'm thinking about. To do so, you can use a search text prop. Okay, but that's specifically controlling only the bar. Drop down.
Actually, can you go up one more second? So in this little snippet here, I'm seeing a list, and I'm seeing items.map, which is what we're doing, and then I see a list item, and then in its actions, there's only one action.
There's only one action. Yep.
So maybe that's where we start. Is let's not overthink this, and let's just make a list item with actions that's only one action. Yeah.
And I wonder if what it does is if there is only one action, it chooses that as the default. If you just hit enter. Okay, so URL is going to be what did I call this? It'd be route.url. Title, I don't know. Oh yeah, key. Okay, because it's React.
Key as in React key to differentiate items in a array.
So we'll do route.code, which we know is going to be unique already. Anyways, title instead of things is going to be route.code. Do I have the concept? Yeah, let's just do route.code for now. Maybe I will decide that I want something different there. But okay, so I saved it.
Ship this.
I think it probably did a rebuild. If I go to what? Why did it switch back to go to? Oh, because I reverted. Ha.
Oh, is there a change in your package JSON about that?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I like this better.
Okay.
Go to exclamation. GH in Google. Cool. And then you can't see this, but it opened on my other window.
Nice.
To Google.
Now I'm seeing some red in your terminal. Am I wrong about that?
You are not wrong about that. It's going the right place. What is it telling me is wrong here? Warning, each child in a list should have a unique key prop.
Ooh.
Check the render method of commands. Why do you think that it doesn't have a unique key prop?
The render of command? What?
Because my list items don't have a key.
Ooh, nice.
Stupid React. Okay, so I think that should take care of it. I'm going to clear this so that we can see. Let's, I'll pull back that browser window, and then we'll do go to, oh, wrong one. Damn it. I gotta have more
If only
names.
there was some way to differentiate these things, like with like a different name or something.
Okay, so that took me to Google, and if I go to GH, that takes me to GitHub. Cool. Ship it. And I don't have anything red in this terminal.
Maybe a real quick commit or a whip commit
Yeah,
or just something
let's
to
do it.
establish that this is like
That sounds great to
green.
me. So let's see. We can include this. I don't really care. Don't tell anybody. And then this is, yeah, so yes, add this, and then we'll say git commit with the message, make some dynamic rules. Routes.
Or maybe it's like
Call routes.
extract routes to object or like extract options.
Always there with the more precise language. I love it.
Because we're not really being dynamic at this point. This is still hard coded.
Yeah. Extract list items to
Nice.
to
routes object.
predefined routes.
Sure.
Does that satisfy?
Satisfy.
It's awesome. Okay. All right, so we got a whip commit. Cool. So then the next thing that I was thinking is like, as we were talking, like, okay, I don't know how to represent this, but like, takes param is true for this one, and actually it's true for this one too, right? Because I don't want to.
Let's not even get into adding like routes properties. What I want to see.
Oh, okay. You want to do something different? Sorry, I'm pulling this up so that I can pull your face back.
I want to go
because I
back
can't see
to.
you.
I want to go back to the action, and I want to see if we can provide a function instead of a URL.
Instead of a URL on here.
Right, because we don't want the URL to be simply hard-coded. We need the URL to be based on something.
So do you think that if I look at actions, I might learn something about this?
I think you're onto something here. Open in browser, isn't that what we're doing?
That is what we're doing.
Okay, let's learn more about
The
this.
URL to open with.
Oh, string.
Icon, shortcut title on open. Callback when the URL was open in the browser. That's not right.
Damn.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we have for actions? We have copy to clipboard. We don't want that. Open. This is like the distinction here is I think we're opening a file versus a URL. But I'm wondering if this has some support for doing something. It doesn't really look like it. Open in browser, open with would be we're choosing the application to open it with. Action paste. Is that pasting? I don't really. Probably just sticking it into your clipboard. Push a new view to the navigation stack. That's not what we're doing. Show in Finder, submit form, trash, create snippet, create quick link. What's a quick link?
Quick link is kind of like what you did with your first go-to, I thought.
Navigate to the create quick link command. What is a quick link? Oh, but look at. So this is. I don't really understand what this is, but this is talking about how optionally including placeholders, which is kind of like what I want to do.
Yeah. Can I see the code again? Sorry.
Toggle quick look pictate don't look like they're anything. You can if I can figure out how to get there. Oops, go back. Here.
Okay, so we are exporting a command. And so when we're in the docs and we go to the command item in the API reference, that is that outermost object or function that we are exporting.
Mm-hmm.
And the command takes options, and the options include a property called arguments. So I wonder.
The function command takes this?
Yeah, sorry. So go back to the doc
Like
site,
this?
please.
Okay.
I'm not sure. You might be right, exactly right. So if you go out of the user interface section and go up a little bit in that API, yeah, and then go to the command section. I think this is like what we are exporting, right? Okay, so you're kind of right in the same zone I am. So if you, so like these options parameters, what are they? So if you keep going down, you'll see the launch options section in this document. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then you'll see an arguments property. Optional object for the argument properties and values as defined by XMS manifest. So I'm wondering if it's more like you type go to tab or something, put your thing, and then when you slide in, it's like, do you want to go to GitHub for that? Do you want to go to Google for that? Do you having a hard time articulating this. Can you summon Raycast for me?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I think that your old school go to. I think that shortcode bit there is an argument to a command called go to.
Okay. So if I were to, oh sorry, I kind of forgot how to. I forgot how to actually use those options again.
Me, this is the first time I've ever done this, so I'm a little confused too.
Launch options. Arguments. Okay, so, So how do I tell it that I'm expecting an argument?
I don't know. What the fuck? Why is this not more obvious?
So I mean, like, one thing I feel it's not.
Do you think it's just like,
do this.
yeah? Is it just taking in arguments in the signature?
And then is this error telling me it's because I'm not using it? Yes. So let's stick that in here somewhere.
Console.log?
Well, no. I shouldn't need. Yeah, okay. Console log. I was gonna say I shouldn't need to because it's not happy about that. Implicitly has an any type. Dude, just chill. I can't stick that right there. I probably have to like define the whole the object type instead of just that property.
You need like an interface, basically.
Yeah. Whatever. TypeScript can buzz off. Okay. Go to. No, it's not looking for it.
It didn't give you that thing where you differentiated between which go to, and then when you picked the one that you wanted, then it didn't like pop you over to the.
Doesn't give me that little text box
for
the next command.
Wait a minute. This might need to go in like the package JSON as like a way to annotate what
in the manifest.
Yeah, like in that manifest section. What if this is where we put like, yeah.
There's an arguments.
Love it.
I
think that arguments should probably be an object.
Expected object. And what?
But isn't that an array right now? Shouldn't it be just an object?
Arguments is an array.
Arguments is an array.
But it's so if I do this, when I did this, it tells me that it's expecting an object in there. I don't know how it knows in this package JSON that that's what the type looks like.
Okay.
But it did know to make it an array.
Got it.
Like if I hover over arguments, what does that tell me? It wants an array. And there's a whole bunch of documentation about what this is. Steve, what is it? A string? I don't know. I'm just going to do that and see what happens. Nope, doesn't like that. Missing property data, type, name, and placeholder. Whew. Data is an
An array of objects with title and value properties. Example, title, item 1, value 1.
Where are you seeing this? Which,
I don't even know. I'm up in manifest. So if you keep scrolling more towards the top, under information, yeah, exactly. I went to manifest and I started just poking around in here, trying to figure out what the heck they want you to do here. Yeah. And then, yes, this is where I got to.
okay. An array of objects with title and value properties. Oof. So name, unique ID. So let's start there.
Yeah.
Name is, I'm just going to call it code.
Nice.
And then type, the argument type, we currently support text. We're going to do text.
Yep.
Type text. Placeholder, the placeholder. So placeholder is going to be where you want to go today. Required indicates whether the value is required. Let's say not for now. And then is that enough? So that looks like it has satisfied that.
Yeah, I think you did it.
Okay. Okay, so let's just see what happens if I go here.
Hey, I saw it.
I saw it for a second too. But okay,
Nice.
where you want to go to today? I don't know. Dave's Hot Chicken. Okay.
Okay, so undefined is coming in your console.log. And I think that's because you were taking an argument with a different name.
Steve. Yep.
And this should instead be code.
Actually, I never saved it. But let's say, console.log code. So now I should see it. This still doesn't. Oh, it's still the any type.
Oh.
I don't care. Any types are stupid.
Oh,
look,
Dave's Hot Chicken.
It already
I
has
saw
Dave's
it.
Hot Chicken. That's weird.
Boom.
Oops. That was blank because I didn't type anything. Where do you want to go?
Hey, good intuition that it was going to be under an arguments key.
I don't know. Just guessed.
You were right.
I was right, but I don't like it.
What do you mean?
I don't like it. Because, okay, so just thinking about how I'm going to use this thing.
Okay. Right. Let's take a step back. And now, with our newfound knowledge of how these all glue together,
I don't want
arguments are happening higher than you maybe want them to.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to know. I'm not thinking, when I think about I want to go to a URL, I'm not thinking the docs project of GitHub. I'm thinking GitHub, then the docs project. So I want to go to GH. Oh no. I want to go to GH, and then I want to enter more stuff here. Or I want to text a box to show there.
You could have. I believe you had the ability to add more arguments in that package JSON. Wasn't that an array?
How would that be useful to me?
I don't know. Can you go back to the package JSON?
Yeah.
So you could add another object to the arguments array for subcode or something.
But how do I tell it to not show up right away? Are you telling me I need to just suck it up and enter the code before I enter the route?
I'm saying argument number 1 is GH. Argument number 2 is docs. And then you'd have a code and a subcode.
So you're saying when I go here, GH docs.
But I thought you'd have like.
Your background just got so much quieter. Did someone turn off?
Yeah, my furnace.
Wow. That's what that
Okay,
is.
so this is a little confusing to me.
Shit, John,
Can-
it's 9:55.
Oh my god. Can we
does
save
this
here?
happen?
And then can we go back to index.tsx
Yeah.
and can we console log
Wait.
arguments instead of console log? Oh, yeah, good call. Maybe these need to be differentiated on placeholder.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
And then can you console log arguments instead of the argument values in the index.tsx?
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Whoa, look at that. There are 2 placeholders now.
Where do you want to go today?
I mean, what this immediately is making me think
Mom.
is
Who's your daddy? Get to the chopper.
this is not satisfying requirements in terms of like autocomplete.
It's not. Unexpected eval or arguments in strict mode.
What? Oh, is arguments actually a reserved word in JavaScript, meaning you're accessing the arguments of the function, and it just so happens to also be a local variable called
God,
arguments?
shut up.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Property arguments.
Yeah. That is some deep JavaScript lore right there.
How can I alias it?
Just take props or something and do props.arguments. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it's called.
Home row.
Yeah.
Like that.
Who cares? JavaScript.
Oh,
Hey, look
yeah,
at that.
So there
Okay,
it is.
so-
Yeah. Get to the chopper.
We've at least learned how this all glues together, even if this is probably not quite what you had in mind. In your
It
heart.
is a way to do it. It is a way,
is a way to do
get probably what I was doing previously to probably recreate that almost like precisely how I was doing it. But I am looking for more features, a little bit nicer experience of autocomplete, fuzzy searching, seeing things that I've done in the past or seeing options that are available to me.
100%.
So I think like where's my to-do? We did this. That's close enough. Next stream, where I want to start is, how can we make the search box show after I select a list item? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just don't know if that's
So
how
like
it works.
go to, I want these boxes to show up after I hit
Right.
go to, and then I go
Here.
here. I'm like, oh, I want GH. Whoa, I want GH, and then I also want to add some more context to that, whether that's through that text box or some other interface item. I don't really care.
Yeah. I understand what you
I mean, it'd
want.
be good if we hit a wall early instead of later, right?
Yeah.
If we were just like 4 episodes in and we were like, yeah, we can't do it. Forget it. Start over.
I will leave you with a last thought, which is, what if what we actually have on our hands are many, or like more than one Raycast extension?
Lots of
one for
commands.
each destination.
Does that mean that each destination is a command, or does that mean that each destination is an entire project?
Entire project.
Oof.
Or
you were
I
gonna
guess
say
you're right.
commands.
It could be. You're right. It could be commands. you could have GH
nest
be a
these?
commit.
Be so cool.
Interesting. Okay, we're already out of time.
Okay, yeah.
But these are the kinds of harebrained ideas we gotta pursue.
Yeah, okay. This is great. Let me figure out how to stop sharing so that I can look you in the eyes and tell you how much fun I had.
It's always
great.
so much fun.
Sometimes we don't really, it feels like we really don't get anywhere. We're really good at not getting places together.
That's true.
But importantly, we do it together.
That's right.
All right, thanks for
So
your help.
good. So good to program computers with you. This has been Two Rad Dads. Smash that subscribe button.
And like stuff.
Okay, bye. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.